There are streets that forget footsteps the moment they fade. And then, there are streets that remember everything. They remember the weight of regret. They remember the sound of running shoes at midnight. They remember the men who left and the ones who never made it out. This street never forgot him. Tonight, a man was walking back into its memory. His name was Marcus Hale. Marcus walked slowly, not because he was tired, but because every step carried a past he hadn't touched in 15 years. The streetlights flickered, as if unsure whether to welcome him or warn him. The road was wet. Rain had fallen earlier, the kind of rain that cleans nothing and only makes reflections clearer. Marcus kept his hands in his jacket pockets, not to stay warm, but to hide the shaking. This street once knew his name, spoke it in whispers, feared it. Now, it only watched. 15 years ago, Marcus disappeared. New city, new name, hard labor, no friends. He woke up before sunrise, worked until his hands cracked, ate alone, slept light. Every night the same dream. Evan, standing in the rain, not bleeding, not angry, just disappointed. Marcus would wake up with his heart racing and his mouth dry like guilt had been drinking from him all night. He never married, never stayed long anywhere, because stillness gave memory too much room. Before the street took Marcus, there was Evan. Younger, smaller, brighter. They used to sit on rooftops and count the city lights. Evan believed the lights meant hope. Marcus believed they meant escape. Marcus stole food. Evan shared it. Marcus learned how to fight. Evan learned how to forgive. And somehow, that made Marcus angry. Because Evan showed him a version of life he didn't think he deserved. Marcus stopped. The liquor store was still there, boards on the windows, paint peeling. Graffiti faded like old scars. This was where the street first spoke to him, where men offered protection in exchange for obedience. Marcus closed his eyes. He could still hear the laughter, the deals, the lies that sounded like promises. The street hadn't changed. It had just been waiting. Marcus was 16 the first time the street noticed him. Not because he was strong, not because he was smart, but because he was angry and quiet. Those are the ones the street loves most. Men leaned against cars and watched him pass. They didn't call his name. They waited. One night, an older man spoke. "Kid," he said, "you tired of being hungry?" Marcus didn't answer. He didn't have to. The street heard silence as agreement. The work started small, deliveries, lookouts. Standing still for hours pretending not to exist. Money came fast, too fast. Marcus brought food home, paid bills, fixed things his mother never could. She didn't ask questions. Parents rarely do when survival looks like progress. At night, Marcus counted money on his bed and told himself this was temporary. The street laughed quietly. By 18, people stepped aside when Marcus walked by. By 20, they lowered their voices. Fear arrived before respect ever did. Marcus learned something important. Violence didn't need noise, it needed timing. A look, a pause, a step forward. That was usually enough. And when it wasn't, the street made sure no one talked about it afterward. Evan noticed the changes first, the shorter temper, the colder eyes, the silence at dinner. "You don't laugh anymore," Evan said once. Marcus didn't answer. He didn't know how to explain that laughter felt dangerous now. Evan stayed late at school, stayed away from corners, stayed clean. Marcus told himself he was protecting him. But deep down, he knew the truth. He was afraid Evan would see him clearly. One night, Evan waited on the steps. "You need to leave," Evan said. Marcus laughed. "This place made me," he replied. Evan shook his head. "No," he said softly. "It's using you." Those words stayed. They stayed longer than any threat ever had. The first time Marcus hurt someone badly, he didn't feel powerful. He felt empty. The man begged. The street watched. Marcus looked away and finished it quickly. That night, he didn't sleep. Not because of guilt, but because he realized there was no road back. The street had him now. Raymond Cole arrived quietly. He always did. No loud entrance, no unnecessary words, just a calm smile that never reached his eyes. Raymond wasn't from the block. He wasn't from anywhere that suffered. He came from opportunity, and opportunity rarely cared who it stepped on. He watched Marcus carefully, not with fear, with interest, the kind of interest that measures usefulness. Raymond didn't offer deals right away. He offered conversation, questions about Marcus's past, questions about territory, questions about how far Marcus was willing to go to protect what he'd built. Marcus answered cautiously. The street listened. Raymond nodded often. He was building something invisible, trust, or the illusion of it. The offer came on a Tuesday night, quiet, rain threatening overhead, fast money, one deal, one exchange. Low risk, Raymond said. Marcus hesitated. The street leaned in. Raymond smiled again. Everyone wins, he said. Marcus nodded slowly. That nod was the sound of fate clearing its throat. Evan knew before Marcus said a word. You're planning something, Evan said. Marcus didn't deny it. Leave with me, Evan continued. Tonight, we can disappear. Marcus laughed, but it cracked halfway through. This is almost over, Marcus said. Evan stepped closer. No, he whispered. This is where it ends. Marcus turned away, and that was the moment he lost the chance to save both of them. Rain started early, soft at first, almost polite. The city reflected itself in puddles and broken glass. Marcus arrived at the meeting point, an alley behind the liquor store, the same store where everything began. Evan followed. Marcus didn't see him. The street did. Voices echoed. A car door slammed. Someone panicked. Then everything happened at once. Shouting, movement, a flash of metal, sirens in the distance. The street exhaled. A shot rang out. Sharp, final. Evan fell. Rain soaked into his clothes. Blood mixed with water. Marcus turned, saw him. Time slowed. The street went silent. Evan's eyes searched, not for help, for understanding. Marcus stood frozen. Then he ran, Marcus fleeing the city, life under a new name, years of guilt and decay. Evan haunting his dreams. The message that forces his return, Marcus didn't pack. He ran. Bus station lights buzzed overhead. People passed him like ghosts. He bought a ticket to the farthest place he could afford. A new name, no history. The city watched him leave. The street didn't say goodbye. Years passed, not quickly, not cleanly. Marcus worked construction, factories, night shifts. He lived in small rooms with thin walls and no photos. Every paycheck was survival, never comfort. At night, Evan visited him, not angry, not accusing, just standing there, waiting. Marcus stopped sleeping deeply. Dreams felt too real, reality felt thin. Sometimes he talked to Evan out loud, sometimes he apologized, sometimes he begged. The past never answered. It didn't need to. The message came on a phone Marcus barely used. No number, no explanation, just words. The street remembers you. Attached was a photo, the old liquor store, the alley, fresh graffiti. Marcus stared. His hands shook. Marcus sat on the edge of his bed until morning. He didn't ask why now. He already knew. Some debts don't expire. They wait. When Marcus stood, his reflection looked older, smaller, but clearer. He packed nothing and went back. The city felt smaller than Marcus remembered. Buildings leaned closer. Corners felt tighter. The streetlights still flickered, like they were unsure whether he belonged. Marcus walked without hiding. No hood, no rush. People stared. Some recognized him. Some felt something they couldn't name. The street whispered. A boy stood where Marcus once stood, hands in pockets, eyes alert, waiting. Marcus stopped. "You don't belong here," he said quietly. The boy shrugged. "Neither did you," he replied. Marcus nodded. That hurt because it was true. He gave the boy money, then took it back. "Buy food," Marcus said, "not excuses." The boy watched him leave. Something changed. Raymond was older, still smiling, still empty. "You came back," Raymond said. "I couldn't stay gone," Marcus replied. They talked, no yelling, no threats, just truth. Marcus told everything, every name, every deal. Raymond's smile faded. The street listened closely. Sirens arrived softly, deliberately. Raymond didn't run, neither did Marcus. Handcuffs clicked. Cold. Final. Marcus exhaled, for the first time in 15 years. Dawn crept in slowly. Light touched the buildings like forgiveness. Marcus sat and closed his eyes. He saw Evan, smiling, not waiting anymore. The street remained, but it no longer owned him. Some men don't need freedom. They need to stop running. And Marcus Hale finally did.